Welcome filmmakers, fans, and friends to this special Florida Film Festival episode. We're your hosts, Christina Carmona.
And I'm Nanda Luis Roman.
We hope you've been enjoying the great films we've been showcasing during our stay-at-home film festival. We have a lot more still to come, but for now, let's talk about another film festival that's happening this week.
That's right. The Florida Film Festival is back. Currently on its 29th year, it runs from August 7th through the 20th and will feature 177 films representing 37 countries. But this year, due to COVID-19, they're running things a little different.
That's right. Masks will be required at all showings, and there will be limited seating, as this year all films will be screened at the Enzion itself. They will also have virtual screenings and panels, all which you can find on their website.
I got a chance to talk to Tim Anderson, who is the programmer of the new Central Florida Film Slam and one of the programmers of the Florida Film Festival, about this year's event and the expansions that will happen soon at the Enzion Theater. Now, this interview was done before COVID-19, so some of the events and dates have changed, but the general information is still good.
Yeah, COVID-19 caused many film festivals to cancel or postpone their events, and the Florida Film Festival was one of those festivals. But now they've adapted like most of us, and they're back, and we can finally air Tim's episode. So let's check it out.
Hey guys, Nanda Luis Roman here. I'm here at the Enzion Theater in Maitland, Florida. Today with me I have former ICS host Tim Anderson. Tim, welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be back.
So tell me, you've been working with the Enzion Theater. Tell me a little bit about your involvement with Enzion.
Yeah, I'm the programming coordinator for Enzion and the Florida Film Festival. So essentially, if it gets on screen, I'm sort of the gatekeeper for it. And for the festival, I'm the point of contact on all the submissions, all the films, and all the filmmakers that are coming in.
So tell us a little bit about the Central Florida Film Slam.
So Central Florida Film Slam is great. I mean, it's a relaunch of Film Slam that's been going on for years that Downtown and Media Arts Center created. And what we really wanted to do is kind of, for the years that I had run Film Slam, which was 2009 to 2015, I kind of wanted to take a lot of the requests that I had got and sort of like put together a new team so it wasn't my baby anymore, and let them kind of have at it. And this idea is to train programmers to learn how to program, but it's also to input a lot of things that the filmmakers had asked for the year. So now if you win Film Slam, one of those 6 films goes directly into the Florida Film Festival. There's no secondary lap into brouhaha. We've put together a filmmaker production grant, so we're bringing up to $2,000 away to feature film and short film production happening in the Central Florida area. And we're going to have some more sort of like panels to discuss the political nature of navigating the film festival industry. And I put together a board of directors to essentially help me pull that off with representation from Tribeca and Slamdance, Seattle International Film Festival, some filmmakers that can kind of help put their expertise together and really make Orlando and Central Florida a place where production can flourish.
Now, how can Central Florida filmmakers get involved with the Film Slam itself?
Well, application for Film Slam, and at least until the 15th of March, which is the cutoff date for the grant, all of that's on Enzion's website. You just hit the Films tab, and then it pops up at the bottom, and there's a little Film Slam thing. You lock on it and kick in. The most important thing, I think, is to come out to the events. Planning for the May one to have the first panel on it. Definitely planning it to be how to navigate the festival world, which path you want to take. Do you want to play everywhere? Do you want to try to play at the big festivals? I've never been against information. I feel like there's a lot of programmers out there that try to keep what they do secret, and I have no interest in doing that. I think that knowledge is power, and that independent filmmakers that are basically putting these films together on their credit cards should have all of the information they possibly can to make the smartest decisions for their movies.
Right, and it's great because it fosters a sense of community within the film community here in Central Florida.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people, like you were saying, don't know how to get to certain avenues, and programs like these can help other independent filmmakers get their products out there and actually get them seen by other people.
Yeah, the goal is to help you succeed and not shoot yourself in the foot inadvertently by doing something that you thought was a good idea and then come to find out later was really probably one of the worst things you could have done.
Now, tell us a little bit about the Florida Film Festival.
It's our 29th year, and there's 195 films that are going to play this year in the festival, which is a record. It's 97 women filmmakers, which is a record. Impressive. The competition's 54% women. I think it's 40 countries in the festival this year. and submissions went up 41% over last year, and it's absolutely insane. And of course, the big thing about it is always that only festival in the state with Oscar accreditation, and we carry it in all 3 shorts programs: domestic, narrative, animation, documentary short. If you win our grand jury award, you're qualified for the Oscar.
That's awesome. Speaking a little bit about Enzion, I heard that we're looking at doing a dual screen for the Enzion Theater. Well, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the big expansion to add 3 screens, new offices, all of that just wasn't something that was feasible from a planning perspective with the city. There was just too many hills to climb, too much red tape to go through it, and it couldn't happen in the way we dreamed it would. So they are going to take the very back section of the theater that primarily exists underneath the projection booth. They're going to tear out the floor, substrate, go way down and knock out the back wall, take it all the way to the edge of the existing structure, and they're going to create a secondary 50-seat theater inside of there. It's been through most of the really scary hurdles of the planning committee, so yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, knock on some wood or some, fake wood on the table, and hopefully within 24 months, I would say, maybe. We'll see it.
We look forward to that.
We'll see it in there. I'm excited to program it.
So one last thing, give us a little advice for some of the independent filmmakers that are out there.
Oh, wow. All my advice will sound like negative, but the goal is, the story, everybody's story has been told. Like I tell everybody, no matter how unique your film is in your mind, like not only have I seen it, I've literally seen it in the last month. And probably twice or 3 times. I mean, really bizarrely strange stories. I've seen it. So if you accept immediately that your story is not going to be completely unique to you, you have to understand how you can stamp it in a way that makes it your own.
Right.
And that's my biggest thing to tell you. I mean, obviously, I think you need to have actors that can act. And if you can't find actors that can act, how much of your story can you tell with minimal dialogue delivery? I think it should sound good. I think it should look good. I feel like, with today's, equipment, there's really no reason your film should ever look bad unless it looks bad on purpose, because you're not filming blind.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, technically, if you want to get into the Florida Film Festival, you have to understand that you're up against, in a domestic narrative shorts competition, you're up against over 1,000 entries for 30-something slots in the festival, and so you have to ask yourself, is my movie better than 97% of everybody else's movies? And that's just something to keep in mind. What is the goal of making the movie? What is your end game? So really ask yourself, what is your end game? And then I guess the last sheet I'd say would be something I used to tell people when I produced a lot more, which is that now you can make your movie for $500 or $600, easy with your friends on a weekend, and you just buy pizza.
Right.
And 20 years ago, it cost you $20,000 to make that same movie. And I would challenge filmmakers to ask yourself if you would make this movie if you had to spend $20,000 to make it. And then that would really stop, I think, a lot of people from turning in fairly mediocre films.
All right, well, Tim, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate your time. If you guys want to find out more about the Florida Film Festival, Enzion Theater, or the Central Florida Film Slam, where can we go to?
I mean, definitely check out enziontheater.org. It's got links to everything. If you just want to go straight to the Florida Film Festival and bypass the middleman, it's floridafilmfestival.com.
That was a really good interview.
I know. I was amazing.
Wow, that ego.
Just let me bask in the glory of my awesomeness.
I can't with you.
Oh, right. Now, this is the first of our 2-part special episode of the Florida Film Festival. Next episode, we will showcase interviews from local filmmakers who were lucky enough to get into this year's fest.
Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. Don't forget to follow us on our socials, Facebook at ICS TV and on Instagram and Twitter at ICS TV Show.
And if you want a chance to be featured on ICS, send us an email at icstv@yahoo.com.
Thank you for joining us. We can't wait to see you on the next one. And as they say in the film industry, that's a wrap.
See you next time.
Remember when I did the Florida Film Festival? That was just me. Most views,